When we think of Artemis, we usually think of a powerful huntress running wild and free through the forest. Artemis is actually one of my favorite goddesses that in a part of my life I really had to get in touch with her in order to move forward with my life. So she is known as the huntress and basically is the essence of independency, wild, free spirit that lives life on her own terms and is connected to her inner wildness. Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jada. In this series, we're diving into the archetypes of Greek mythology to better understand the different parts of ourselves. So if you haven't watched the introduction video, I'm going to link it up above and down below so you can have a look at it. It will give you a better understanding of this series. And I'm also going to link the playlist down below so you can watch the other videos of the different gods as well. Artemis is the daughter of Zeus and Leto and firstborn from her twin Apollo. It is said that she actually assisted the birth of Apollo herself, which is also why childbirth actually goes into her domain as well. From a very young age, she asked her father to be independent, to live free from marriage and protect the wild. She was one of the 3 virgins that never got married or involved with a man. She specifically devoted herself to herself, wanting to be free of the drama of the human relationships basically, or even the one with the gods. Therefore she chose the life of a huntress to live in the wild with the animals and nature. Artemis was also known for her fierce sense of protectiveness and therefore eventually became a symbol of strength and someone to turn to when they needed help or assistance in crisis, especially for women. However, her power wasn't one about dominating over others. It was much more about staying true to yourself, following your own inner voice and having the courage to do so. So Artemis represents the part in ourselves that is all about independency and self-sufficiency. She teaches us to be comfortable in solitude, to take time away to reconnect to who we really are, away from the expectations of other people. She's the one that roars her head whenever we have that feeling of wanting to be able to live life on our own terms, when we feel like we're getting suffocated by the expectation from the outside world. She's the one that gives us the strength to stand up and be like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to live the life that I want to live. She also represents the connection with nature and getting in touch with our inner instincts. So when we are getting in touch with our intuition and making decisions from a point that feels truly aligned to who we are, this is the energy of Artemis. In modern day, this basically means to take a moment away and just reflect on what it is that we really want. Or if we are faced with a decision, to take the time in solitude to reflect what does feel right for us, what is authentic to us. This could either be by going on a walk or start journaling. Anything that embodies this energy of solitude to reflect within yourself what is your own truth. So while Athena is all about the logic and the heart is more from the perspective of what is right and wrong, and Artemis is much more what is right for us. So it's a person, where Athena is more like an objective right or wrong. Artemis is more of a personal right or wrong. What is right for us? What do we believe in? So a balanced Artemis is about staying true to who we are and following our inner instinct, our inner intuition, making decisions that are aligned with who we are, that we really believe in, without compromising, without worrying about what others think. Those usually involves decisions that doesn't necessarily make logical sense, but we just believe in those decisions, and this is why we're going them anyways. This could be things like a career change where everybody around you is like, are you nuts for quitting this job? It's such an amazing job. You should be staying with this, all those kind of expectations. But the Artemis archetype inside of us is like, no, I know it doesn't make sense, but it feels so right. I just gotta go for it. That's Artemis. An overemphasized Artemis, on the other side, can lead to detachment, to not wanting to engage with the outside world anymore and just staying in a bubble. It's a little different from Hestia, while she was just kind of locked up in her own home. With Artemis, it's more like an egoistical point of view. It's like, I'm just going to do my thing and I don't care about anything else. It also ultimately prevents us from connecting with others, and it's not about intimate relationship, but just like the day-to-day interaction with other people, because we're like overprotective of our space and we feel like everything is an invasion of our space. If that's the case, the remedy is actually quite simple. It's just going back into the world. It's about getting engaged with other people. And it's also about understanding that there is the self, but there is also the collective. And it's about finding the balance between those two. So the question is, how can I pursue my own truth without having to sacrifice being part of the whole? On the other side, a suppressed Artemis usually leads to bending to other people's will, bending to other people's expectation and doing what we're told to do because we don't have the inner strength to assert ourselves, our needs, our desires, and to go after what we really want. So when we lose that Artemis connection, it can feel like having lost touch with yourself. It can feel like you're disconnected from yourself. So if Artemis is heavily suppressed, the first step would be to get in touch with your inner self again. It's about understanding what it is that you want away from the expectation of others. So it could be like taking that alone time and just starting to brainstorm and write down without judgment on what it is that you desire and want. Once you did that, the next step would be on finding ways on how to assert yourself, how you can follow your own truth. Or it could be that you actually already know what it is that you should be doing, but you're not doing it because you don't want to disappoint other people. In that case, again, it's about starting small and finding small situations where you can train your inner Artemis so she can become stronger. Now, one thing that I want to point out, and this actually goes for all archetypes, is it doesn't mean that an archetype only manifests in a certain way. So if we take Artemis for an example, it's not about she has to be that warrior who screams and insists on this is how she's going to do it, and I don't care what other people think, and I'm just gonna do my own thing and all that stuff. It can also be a very calm and centered kind of assertiveness of be like, this is what I've decided, and you can say and do whatever you want, but this is what I've decided. So there's no right or wrong way. You can either be like insistent and be like, listen, this is what I've decided, I'm gonna go for it, or you can just be like, that's it. That's what I've decided. So if Artemis is an archetype that you're struggling with, just reflect like how does she show up in your life, and how would you like her to show up, and what can you do to incorporate that energy in a way that you would like. So this is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment down below what you think of Artemis, and don't forget to like and subscribe.